ladies and
Yeah, the video's not working. There it is. Wow, what a start.
It wouldn't be a podcast without any technical difficulties.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, guys and girls, welcome to the Book Assignment Podcast, and we are doing a book release party with the legend, the one and only Matt Micheli, as he releases his newest book, Pornageddon.
Yes.
Dungeon Dan, yep. And I got to read an advanced copy, and I gotta tell you, Matt, it is a work of art, man. It is something else. It is wrong for all the wrong reasons. It is wrong for all the right reasons.
Yeah, I think we all got the art copies so that we could read it before the show. And oh my God, Matt, thank you for being here. And oh my God, your book was amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
You really did earn that 5-star review, buddy.
Boom. For real.
With this kind of book, when you're like, hey, do you want to read this? You never know what the reaction is going to be. It's not definitely not for everybody, but actually it's not for most. But
Correct.
I would actually disagree. I would say that if you can just stick it out, you'll be happy you read the book. You know, it's
Yes.
I put it in my review. It goes way past the line, and it's supposed to. And I think that's one of the best things about it.
Yeah.
And Jack Childress and Lee Edwards are both with us. And Jack
God help us.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wild
Jack said, "Is it a good breakfast time read?"
I'll make you be the judge of that one, Jack.
Yeah. To answer it simply, absolutely, Jack. It's a great breakfast read. My God, with some sunny side up eggs and
dipping
sausage,
bacon.
Sausage.
Yeah, why not?
All the sausage you can handle.
Yeah, I'll put some bacon on top of that sausage. You know?
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Shit.
Make sure your eggs are nice and runny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now I'm envisioning it.
So,
and I love eggs, so now I'm gonna be like, it's gonna ruin me.
Never gonna look at eggs the same again.
For the next
right.
the next week, every time they cook eggs for breakfast, I'll be like, nope.
As a matter of fact, I'm having dipping eggs tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't know. I lost my trust with eggs. So anyway, Matt, I want to ask you. So, what was the reaction? Because you were saying about giving copies to people to read in advance. What kind of reaction did you get from readers and people that you approached with the book? What was the reaction mostly?
So I sent out a handful. You guys were some of them. So podcasts that I'm going to be on, and then a select few ARC advanced readers that have been fans of my work for a while. I didn't send it to all of them because I know a lot of them probably wouldn't, enjoy it because this one's a little more extreme. It's Cookie Publishing is a splatterpunk, publisher. I didn't really see it as extreme, with the exception of some of the sexually explicit stuff. There's some gore in there, obviously, but I wasn't going for shock value, but I think the shock value is there. But as far as the response from early reviews and readers, it's been fantastic. I couldn't be happier. Everybody that's read it is, they'll start out with like "holy hell" or "fuck" or what the hell, but in a good way, in the best way possible.
Yeah.
I've been very happy. So I'm hoping that continues.
Excellent.
So we move
Starts
into
off
the launch. Yeah.
real strong.
Yeah.
Yes, in more ways than one.
Yeah. Yeah. So was this like a normal? Is this how all of your books? Is this how you write them, or is this just something that you decided was like, I'm going to take a chance?
Well, so the story came to me. All of the folks that enjoy my work, they love the character development.
Yeah.
and I've had people already, you know, the sweetness of the characters. There's a sweetness to my writing, and I think that comes across in this. Now, the subject matter is far more controversial than anything I've written about.
Yes.
Also heard from readers that there are always takeaway messages from inside the books. Like there's some depth to each book, even the other ones outside of this one, that I wasn't necessarily like, I got to get this message in there, but I was just touching on certain topics that these characters would be dealing with. But yeah, I had one of my favorite reviews starts out, and I think it was a review for my book Scratched, and they had read my other books, and then they read that one, and I guess they were going through my library, but it started out and they go, things just keep getting weirder. Like you never know what books, but then they kind of tied it back into the character development and everything else. But yeah, my other books are not extreme. There might be a couple of moments that are, just because I think moments need impact, especially if they're few and far between. But no, this one again, it's far more controversial and a little more explicit than anything I've written before, but in all the best ways, right?
Yeah,
in all the best ways.
You really did a fabulous job.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on what you were saying, Matt, about the messages that people were getting. These messages from your book that you wasn't necessarily writing to deliver the message. I was going to bring up the fact that that's just how readers are. Some readers are just going to pick up on messages and us authors are like, no, we wasn't trying to say that. We was just trying to tell a story. We wasn't trying to be moral or that. But some readers are just like that. They're going to pick up on those subliminal, inside messages that you might not even have caught yourself. I think that's the crazy part about it.
Yeah, Patrick Harrison was the first person to read this after I finished it. And he left me by saying, like, you're going to make a lot of people think with this one.
Yeah.
And they're not going to know what to think, what you were pushing for or going for. And I wasn't pushing for anything. I was just writing a story. But yeah, like I said, I'm very happy with response so far, and I love the book. I'm happy with the book. Every time you write a book, and you guys can attest, is that's your new favorite. Like, this is the best book I've ever written. Well,
yes, yes, I do that all the time.
Every time.
But yeah, you get excited over the project, and then once it's out, you move on, and that new project becomes the best thing you've ever written. You just go from there. But yeah.
Well, this was the second book of yours I read, which is obviously vastly different. But even in, I read The White.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And that one had, again, you're like a master at characters.
Yes.
They're all very multi-leveled. And you express that very well. The characters in Pornageddon, while some people might think it's vile, it's fitting for the setting that it's happening in.
It is. Mm-hmm.
And the strange thing is when I first started those first few chapters, you're scratching your head going, where are we going with this? But once it all starts to mesh and you get an idea of what's happening, you're like, holy shit. It's a very good story. It's a very strong story. And you can kind of get through. I mean, not everybody's into some of that, but I'm trying not to do spoilers, but
it's explicit.
If you're going to start the book, just fucking keep going, because it's going to pay off at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as messages, I got a huge message out of that story. I am totally inadequate as a man.
You too, Dan?
Hey,
that's the same message you got?
You missed the true message, though. Being that large is not all it's cracked up to be.
Not everything.
Yeah,
that's true.
I don't know from experience, but I've heard.
I wanted to kind of, you were talking to us about doing giveaways and stuff like that, and you had a couple of questions throughout this. So I'm going to pose the first question. So you have like 3 questions where people, it's about you, and about your books and, about your life. So the first question that you had was, he's asking the audience because he's doing giveaways. What is his favorite vampire book that is also a movie? So marinate on that a little bit, guys, and put your answer in the comments if you know what the answer is. What is Matt's favorite vampire book? And then he'll get with you about the giveaways and stuff like that. And in a little bit we'll have another question about Matt. So stay tuned and pay attention, because I'm telling you, this is a great book, as much as from an amazing author. That that was something that I wanted to touch on, was your character development. You had, at some point, I was revolted by a lot of them, but there was one in particular, and I had talked to you about him afterwards. That was, I fell in love with the character, and that was D.
I knew you were going to say that. Size was better.
Not for reasons that you think.
Matt just made me feel better about Little Dan, and you just blew it all up.
It's not for the reasons that you think.
Actually,
it was his inner struggle with, he had an inner struggle, and he was like, I'm never going to be seen as anything else but this. And I could appreciate that about him, because I think we've all been there. And it's, I'm
exploited.
Yes, he was, it's not easy being him, obviously. And having the problems that he had, because he would never ever have a normal relationship, especially with a past like he has had. So I felt and fell in love with that character simply on the basis that it was very human. It was very raw and real, I felt, in the book. And you had such an amazing way of bringing that out in him, because I never saw it coming.
That's awesome. No, I appreciate it. Again, early readers, a lot of what they say, and this kind of goes to all my books, they're like, not quite what I expected.
Definitely not.
Well, no, it wasn't. No.
Dan, the white, you probably expected something completely different too. I left it so vague, with intention, obviously, to do that. But I don't know. I hate spoilers, and I love people to be guessing. And then when a moment happens, it hits them. And that's, I've had disagreements about trigger warnings and stuff. Deej's own, but for me, I just triggers spoil things for me. Those are big moments. And then when you just warn, like, hey, these big moments are going to happen in the book, it kind of takes away from it. And for me, again, I don't have a lot of big moments, so I want those moments to really count. But thank you, Jennifer. That's awesome. I've gotten a lot of love for Benny too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Benny. Yes.
So this goes. It goes back to what I was saying about your characters. They all have. I mean, you're really good at describing all their inadequacies, and then their good side, and merging them. I don't know. Every character in the book actually was pretty good.
Right.
I
think my favorite was the nerd on the computer.
Yeah, that's Benny.
That's Benny.
Yeah, that's Benny. Yeah, that was my favorite right there.
I hated him.
Really?
I hated him.
I hated him at first.
I loathed him at first. I was like, this
he's
little
disgusting.
Gross piece of
horrible.
Shit. He was just wretched.
Rude.
He's everything you don't want to be.
Yeah,
he's everything you don't want to be.
But it was also all his parents wanted was to love him, and he was so mean to them. And I'm just like, as a parent, I'm just like, oh, if my kid talked to me like that, I think I'd smack him up one side and down the other, flakes and all.
I know that would happen to me. That would happen to me for sure.
Angel
gets
Matt, around quite a bit.
I wanted to ask you, based on the characters you were in, what was your favorite character to write? What was the one that you enjoy writing the most?
That's a really tough one. I liked Brother Michael, the deacon. I liked Roy a lot just because he was kind of, you didn't know a whole lot about that guy. So he was a little more mysterious in a way and kind of just cool about most things. And then when, obviously you get some of the backstory between some of the characters and how they knew each other. And you kind of learn a little bit more about Roy. That's a tough one. I don't have necessarily oh, never mind. Yeah. Abella was my favorite. Yeah. Abella. What am I talking about? Yeah. She was awesome. She was all their favorite too. So,
it's funny when I was telling my husband about it, he goes, "What's the porn star's name?" I said, "Abella," and he goes, "They're all named Abella." I'm like, "How do you know?" I was like, "Hold on now, we need to have a conversation."
We don't call it the stereotypical porn name.
Yeah. But I wanted
a
go
cute
ahead.
name, kind of the girl next door porn star, Bella Jane. I thought was kind of, there are some porn actresses named Bella, but then I thought, I don't know.
I was going to ask, what was the research you did on that?
Just life experience.
Life experience. Oh.
No.
As I had said before, Lee Edwards had commented. For some reason, his comments are not showing up on the StreamYard thing for some reason. But he said, let's see, what did he say? He said it's a good date to read. It's a good date read with a strange lady in the middle of the night. I don't know if he's read it yet, but I don't think it's a book. I don't think it's like a what are they called, book club kind of a book.
No, wouldn't that be funny? I don't think so either.
And then my muse for my first book, Jana from the UK, is watching, and she said I'd be upset if it's not explicit. Pornageddon, come on.
It's in the title.
It gives it away.
Exactly, it's in the title.
Like, there's no porn in this book? What?
Right, what? What is the name of this book then? So what made you decide, so now that cat's out of the bag, it is obviously about porn. So what made you decide porn to be kind of like your topic?
Well, porn has a massive reach.
Yes,
and I'm not saying watch or don't watch porn. I could care less. Porn, I guess, has its value, we'll say, right? But its reach and just not only porn, just social media in general, videos, everything is so addictive now. With you basically have a dopamine button in your pocket. Porn is 10 times that. Because obviously the dopamine release is great. But I just thought with such a large reach, I think you could take over the world if you were to use pornography, if you had control over it.
Right.
So, I mean, what is it? There's millions and upon millions of viewers and videos downloaded. It's unbelievable.
Sure.
It's by far the largest downloaded
streaming service.
Of any topic,
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of the idea. I think I actually came up with it. I was at the Texas Author Con, which I'll be at this coming July.
Oh, sweet.
And I was talking to PC3 and I was like, hey, I kind of got this idea for a book. What do you think? And he was like, after I told him, he goes, and at that point it was, I had half the idea. So I didn't kind of know where it was going to go, but he was like, that sounds like you might be onto something. And then I just, started cracking on it, but yeah, why not porn, Jennifer? Is that
it's just one of those random. I mean, you would understand that for erotica, it would be, absolutely. I'd expect it. I did not expect it in a horror / psycho thriller / paranormal kind of a setting that you created around it. It was just, and it was so good. And I don't know, my husband thinks I'm a prude, but I'm one who doesn't read stuff like that. And I read it and was actually, I wasn't grossed out by it. I wasn't, it was just, okay, it's the industry. This is what it is. So it is graphic in some spots, but there is an amazing book if you can get past that and get over your own insecurities, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Right.
I really enjoyed it. And for someone who doesn't normally like that kind of stuff, like I have a problem
Like
with
Dan?
boobies in movies. Yeah, no, like Dan, who is visiting Pornhub probably
Wait,
right now as we speak.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about porn. I'm totally innocent.
Mhm,
I
yeah.
never heard
By
that
the way-
term.
Then, sure.
Until this book.
Oh yeah, dude, pick up your internet browsing history.
He's
Hey,
like, yeah, the
please.
pages are sticky. I need a new copy.
That's why I had to get it on Kindle. Easier to clean up.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
man, stop, man. Don't be referring your private details now.
But I was just, for even somebody who doesn't like that kind of stuff, even though it's in it, I appreciated the book, and as long as you can read it for what it is, it's part of the industry. This is part of what was happening, and this was how the reach was, this was the catalyst.
Yeah.
So I really, really loved the book, and
Thank you.
I was so happy to smash that 5-star button.
That's
I was
awesome.
so happy to.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole porn thing and getting into the book, I definitely didn't romanticize it. It was very blunt and kind of how I kind of feel like you were at the shoot, and it was, and things were going on. It was just all business, and I thought about different things that the stars probably have to, go through beforehand. But the book is listed as erotic horror.
Okay.
I don't know if would really be considered erotic, because
I think it's because of specific
words
words that you have in there.
Sexually explicit
be.
horror, maybe.
be.
But no, I really appreciate the kind words, Jennifer. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Glad you liked it.
Jack Childress said, I read it with Dan in my goat onesie.
That didn't end well, did it, Jack?
Probably not for Jack.
Dan,
I wondered what
I
that
told
was
Dan.
when I woke up.
And then, heck, someone said, damn, that JL woman's looking fine as hell. Thanks, daughter, Reagan Amato.
oh, you get your daughter on your team.
Thanks, kiddo. And then Jack said, when's your carpal tunnel surgery, Dan?
I gave up. They're broken.
Questions. Jack's on.
Right. JC Alexander said, erotic horror? Has Dungeon Dan asked him about Pornhub yet? No, you missed it already.
No,
We already done been there. Been there, done that.
I'm sure Dungeon Dan already erased all his internet browsing history of Pornhub.
Yeah.
He has a stutter for that.
I do that because of my writing.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
By the way,
FBI are onto you, buddy.
just letting you all know, if you live in Texas, you don't get access to Pornhub anymore.
Oh yeah,
I haven't.
That new law's going through.
No way.
Or it did go through. It's going through.
Oh,
Yeah, it's.
Tons of people are going to be so upset.
oh, for sure.
Well, I didn't cry over it. I just went to like the Walmart knockoff porn gather, or Poonhub.
What is that?
Yeah,
Red
there you
Tab
go.
or something.
If they don't have that, they need it. That's a great name.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that. I'm kind of indifferent on it. I can see it. People don't want to give up their privacy and verify who they are and stuff. But you don't want to do that, especially watching that kind of stuff, right?
Right.
But it will protect people. I know Pornhub had a big issue with minors and stuff, so not to go down that road. But will it save people or make it harder for them to access? Yeah, maybe.
So you mean all I have to do is verify and I'm good?
Yeah, I think you got to have like
be right.
My
back.
daughter said
ID or something. Yeah.
My daughter said, same in Ohio. I had to make an account. Reagan, we're going to talk later.
Reagan, we're going to talk later.
Reagan.
Dungeon
Dan wants to make sure he hasn't. Dungeon Dan wants to make sure he hasn't seen any of your videos.
Oh boy.
No. I want a link.
No, you stop it.
Like
So this is a great question from Facebook user. I don't know who this was. They love this book. They've been fantasizing over possible sequels or even a series. Is that going to happen?
And that was, what was the name of that person?
Facebook user.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
My daughter said
thanks,
porn is for
hey,
everyone.
Facebook,
Grow up.
Oh,
No.
It was a one and done.
That's a one and done.
that's
now,
What they say.
if you read some of my other stuff, there's potential there. There will be a 2 Minutes with the Devil sequel. But I kind of, in the ending of that one, I put the end for now. Like,
Yeah.
There's no sequel. Although people were like, he just stopped writing. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's book one.
Yeah.
it was one and done.
And that was Amanda Ruza. RUZS.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you're on. No sequel for that one.
Okay.
And
That
the
went
next
up.
book I'm writing is completely different from this one. So,
But
what's that one going to be?
This one is awesome. This is let's stick with your current win. This bad boy is something else because the title just says it all. It tells you pretty much what the whole book's about. I love the fact that your cover was amazing. Who did your cover?
So K. Trap Jones, and he's the publisher, Evil Cookie Publishing.
Mm-hmm.
He does all his own covers. He designs them, draws them out. So they're very, very specific, different from anything else out there. Very original. There's definitely no AI because these are like hand-drawn covers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's awesome. And when we started, I kind of had an initial idea of what I wanted the cover to be, but then working with Evil Cookie and what he does with the covers, I was thinking that probably wouldn't be the best to kind of showcase what he does and get the best product. So kind of changed it up, and I sent him another idea at about 4 a.m. You wake up in the middle of the night and you're like, I have an idea. You got to get out of it.
Yikes.
So I said, it's like 4 a.m. and I just kind of hand sketched something and sent it to him. Like, is this something we can work with? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. And then he came back maybe a day or two later with that. And we tinkered with it a little bit. I asked for a couple of things, but I mean, yeah, he nailed it, man. He's a talented guy. He's a talented guy.
That was amazing. And then Jack Childress has a random question. Did you ever write anything cryptid or ever thought about it?
Cryptid. So Scratched is about a chupacabra.
Okay.
But, it's more about pretentious socialites than about the chupacabra. But yeah, so
there's one in there.
Yeah. So,
there's one in there, so it does count.
These rich folks kind of move out of the Hollywood area. They're like former actors and all these kind of high profile folks. Yeah. And they kind of invade this small town and completely gentrify it and run all the townsfolk out. Well, something stayed behind, the chupacabra. So it's basically, simple way to put it would be like the Real Housewives types getting mauled by a chupacabra.
Oh, that would be great for live TV.
Family fun.
Family fun. Yeah. It's short. But yeah, it's chupacabra's in there. There's you got a few spots for him. He's lurking, but
my daughter said we need a Skinwalker book and it needs to be graphic as hell.
Well, probably hundreds. No, Skinwalker. That's a big deal now.
It becomes something big.
If you could only read one book if you could only ever read one book for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Wow.
For the rest of my life?
Wow. It's a tough one.
Now, I was going to start listing mine, but I've read them many times. Shoot. And I'll stick to fiction just to, keep us on that. I'd probably go Less Than Zero by Bret Easton Ellis. Random.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone I've never heard of before. Not that I'm a literary.
He wrote American Psycho.
Okay.
Fraction. Yeah, I mean a bunch. He wrote a whole bunch, but
I was just surprised that you could pick one. I'm racking my brain going one book, series, sure, but one book, no.
Yeah, I mean, of course I'd get bored after a few weeks. But no, I was just trying to think of like my favorites, and I'm looking over at my shelf, and I was like, yeah, I guess I could go with that one. But yeah, that's a tough question.
Yeah,
that one's really tough.
To get a book that was like How to Survive with only one book, and it teaches you how to read only one book for this year.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, right.
Wow.
How to survive your.
So, what is was anybody in your life kind of like your muse for any of your characters?
I swear to God, don't say D.
Yeah, who was the muse for D?
Yeah, we like to know that.
And don't say yourself. I knew it.
Loosely based.
It's a man thing.
Some creative liberties. Some creative liberties were taken.
Some creative liberties, right?
So every book's different, right? It's hard when people ask like, where do these ideas come from, or where do the characters come from? The characters are people, maybe not an individual, but just based on different traits from people I've interacted with or been around my entire life. In 2 Minutes with the Devil, obviously I have to speak the legal jargon and say it's all coincidental and all that, but those people are based straight up on my friends and stuff growing up. Like even the dog, same dog.
Aww.
I didn't change names or anything. I just went for it. I was like, all right, so I can actually envision these kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the environment was loosely based off of my childhood too. Now I changed the name of towns, but they're usually somewhere I've lived or so I have a little bit of knowledge about. But yeah, again, it's hard to come and say, well, that idea came from this, but it's just, different interactions, conversations with people, different traits. I read a lot of psychology. If I'm not reading fiction, I just love how people and their brains work. I think that helps me kind of create these people and have them come to life on the page. But yeah, again, outside of 2 Minutes with the Devil, just random. Like in The White, Dan, I kind of pictured a Kathy Bates looking lady playing Margot.
Yeah, I could picture that. Actually.
Hat, but yeah, just different things. I don't know. It's hard. You can't give a straight answer. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I mean, it's an answer. Cool. It's either way you look at it. It's an answer.
I don't know. You guys are being nice. You can pick one book for the rest of your life, but I'm just fucking with you. I hate to keep going back to characters, but that seems to be your forte. Do you have like have you developed a template, or I mean, is every time you write it, you do the work to figure out what they're gonna experience? That's not even saying anything.
No, I kind of, for this one, because it was a little bit longer, it's a short novel. Most of my other books are novellas. I kind of put down a little outline once I figured out that I wanted each chapter to be a different character kind of thing, and kind of tied that into the Bible and how that's broken up. Almost like they were disciples or something or other.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But no, as far as actual characters, I may have a scene that I start with and kind of a general idea, but they kind of come to me as I'm writing. And then with dialogue and stuff, they kind of just become more real. Like Benny, kind of as I'm sitting there writing, I just kept making him more miserable and bad. He just like with the skin dandruff and the odors.
It worked.
Yeah.
And everything else.
The whole flaking skin thing, that was fucking awesome. It was gross, but it was like awesome.
Gross.
And it's like literally every time we revisit Benny, it's just like he's got one more issue that keeps him in that room.
Oh no, he's got more than that. He's got like literally a little. Yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Look who's focused on
trying to tug on literal junior.
Speaking of D, not being able to be in a relationship, on the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah. Yes.
he can't, obviously with all his issues and everything, and he's obviously kind of socially awkward too. So, he's and bitter and resentful, and it kind of all comes together. But yeah, he's been one of the favorites.
Yeah,
he was really
honestly,
in depth.
I think that's what it was. Dan, was that he was really in depth with D.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And there was even a scene, I'm not spoiling anything, but there's a chapter where something is going on with D, and then later we get his perspective of what was going on, and it was like completely different than I thought. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
It makes sense,
Yeah.
It's just brilliant writing is what it is.
Yeah, it wasn't very predictable at all. I love books when they're not too predictable. So well done there.
That's good. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to start it off with the bang, so I started with the fluffer. That poor girl had issues, So yeah, the way she viewed things, or at least tried to convince herself to view things, might be a little skewed from reality.
She was a nut job. She was a psycho.
She was obsessed.
You portrayed her well. You really did. And I guess I know I can see where you were able to use the kind of like your love of psychology and stuff like that. I can see that throughout your book, and how you made each person have their own issues and how everything ties back to the job. You tied everything in so completely.
Well, part of it is nobody's perfect. We're all flawed.
Right.
Mm-hmm. We've all got our own issues and our secrets and, embarrassments that we don't show to everybody, and we're not proud of those things, but they're there. So I kind of wanted, trying to make relatable, real characters. And yeah, these, potentially could be a little bit over the top because you have this guy that's in the porn industry, or, they have their own issues. But I wanted to basically say in the book, like, everybody's got flaws. Nobody's perfect, but use what you have. I won't quote anything from the book because I don't want to feel like I'm preaching one way or the other, but yeah, use what you have. That's
yeah.
And by the way, kudos on staying on the very middle of that whole thing.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been easy.
Amazing.
Well, that's easy because I'm kind of on the middle. So, I'm a skeptic by heart, but I see value in things, and I can appreciate. I always try to find value in everything, and there's a lot of things I appreciate by the different topics in that book outside of porn. I believe that has its value too, right? I don't know, but yeah. So that's why I think, like PC3 said, you're gonna have people thinking they're not gonna know what you were intending. I was like, well, I wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I just wrote a story,
So. Right. Yeah, you unintentionally you're making people think one way or the other. Unintentionally, like I was going back on my earlier point, that readers are gonna interpret it the way they want to, and there's nothing you can really do about that.
The only thing I can say is, and we're on it right now, but I hate technology. I hate short videos, social media, and just what it's done to our society.
I know the short video formats.
That in the book a little bit, but
yeah.
But then here we are using it, so there's value there too. It's
I mean, you kind of have to, because that's the way of the society now. You kind of have to.
Absolutely.
So, what is? I just lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. It's happened twice today. I apologize.
Somebody
else ask a question, because my brain's just fried.
I was going to ask you, Matt. So, what's next? What are you working on right now?
I don't want to give too much away, but it's completely different than anything I've written.
Okay.
There will be horror elements, but it's not going to be as much horror than the other books, more, I guess, dark fiction. It's gonna be sad as hell.
Like
Honestly.
depressing?
Well, no. Hopefully you cry happy tears.
Hopefully not.
I don't want to give anybody depression. But it is going to be dealing with relevant topics of the day, and a teenage girl and a mother who's lost their father or lost her husband and the daughter's father, and there's going to be a lot of things. It's going to be very, very, very realistic, and then there's going to be a little bit of supernatural coming in and a little bit of horror. But yeah,
okay.
It's started as a short story that I wrote, and I'm basically going to expand it, but it's my favorite short story I've ever written.
Nice. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait.
Sweet and sad and happy and all the emotions. So, but no porn or anything,
No porn. Okay. All right. Good. Oh,
yeah, that's what you say now.
He had a shot.
Yeah. Dungeon Dan Book's upset. I know.
Yeah.
I can do that.
The screen goes black. Dan just leaves.
He's like, I'm out.
I'm done with this. No more porn.
Guy sucks.
Fucking Micheli.
Yeah.
So how long have you been writing, Matt?
Started when I was 1. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Well, we have a goddamn savant on our hands.
You have a big publishing deal or something by now.
Right. What are you doing?
Man.
I started probably about 15 years ago, and then I was lucky enough to get a couple of books published that were complete train wrecks. I don't know why they picked them up, why they published them, but I was at a young age, very immature. I got published, and I was instantly Bill Shakespeare. You know what I mean? So they come back with edits, and I'm like, no, you don't get it. No, I'm not touching this.
You were arrogant. Yeah.
This is a work of art.
Yeah. And then years later, it's still haunts me. So,
right.
As writers, we go through that like really overconfident phase, and then we quickly go into like self-doubt. It's a roller coaster. But yeah, so I had those books published, and then I wrote for some magazines and stuff for a little bit, and then left it with my daughter. I was between jobs. My daughter was born. We moved, so a lot of life changes, and I just got from it, and I didn't start back again until the pandemic, which gave me opportunity to step back and say, why did I abandon these things that I loved? And I revisited those things, and writing was at the top of that list. So that was 3-4 years ago, I started writing again. And I took a different approach. I got in a few anthologies. So I'd never been in an anthology before. And then I decided I wanted to kind of move from the short stories and get back into my longer stuff, and the ideas came, and I wrote those. And so yeah, more seriously the past few years, and things have changed. When I left, the first books I wrote were more shock value. I was just trying to really emulate like Chuck Palahniuk or transgressive fiction writers. Really are shocking, but that stuff gets old after a little bit. And they were train wrecks. But then I wanted to kind of get better at the craft recently, and I started getting more into general horror, and here we are now. So I think I'm on a good path. Like I said, the next one will be a little bit different, but again, that's kind of what makes me me. I guess every book is completely different.
That's a great way to be. So
do
you see yourself continuing writing horror, or are you going to genre jump like, I don't know, thrillers, psycho thrillers, since you do like the psychological
sci-fi porn?
Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I guess it just depends on what ideas pop into my head, which we don't really have any control over at all.
True.
So the next books, obviously I have the sequel to 2 Minutes with the Devil. So that's going to be more, and that's going to be a little gorier than the first and a little more monster centric. And I've got a sci-fi horror book that's going to be in a kind of an interview fashion, and people are recounting what happened and all this kind of stuff. And you kind of piece everything together. So that one would be really cool. And then the other one that I just started on like I said, it'll be horror, but it's definitely not extreme. It's going to be a lot more personable and more human, I think, than anything, with a super natural bent at the end.
Nice.
But yeah, genre. I don't really care about genres. It just depends on the ideas. Now, whatever media we consume kind of can persuade us on which way to go and what we're coming up with. I don't really watch anything that isn't super natural or dark. Or I don't read anything outside of psychology that's horror. It's probably 1 out of 20 books will not be a horror book. I've got one that I'm about to start, but I love anything, dark. That's what I kind of gravitate toward, and for reasons unknown. I mean, I have no idea why. It's just what I'm into. Regular sitcoms don't do it for me anymore. I need something.
Yeah.
They're boring.
Yeah, you might mean, Matt. I feel the same way. It has to be dark. It has to be dark.
Exactly.
Do we have a second question for the competition?
I think we did, right?
I think didn't we have 2?
Oh,
Jen, your mic is muted.
Sorry, we had 3.
Welcome to my world.
I get blonde every once in a while, and I've had a long day, so I apologize. Do you want to read the question, Matt?
No, but I guess I will.
I can.
No,
I mean, I have it right here.
Okay. What kind of dogs do I have? So somebody that follows me on social media, you can probably pull it up. There's that internet thing on your telephone now. Do they even call it a telephone anymore?
No.
Nope.
Yeah, right.
Even that's
we are the last.
History.
We are the last. And
yeah, if anybody wants to comment on there, that'd be a signed copy.
And
Doc Freed, she's our resident editor that comes on with us on Saturdays, and she said, "G'day, mates."
Oh, good day.
Hey,
Australian.
Doc.
She's dual citizenship, Australian here. So.
Oh, nice.
She's awesome. Love her.
Yep.
She's awesome.
I wonder if when she talks to Australian folks, if she uses the word like dude instead of mate, if she switches it, you know what I mean?
She accidentally.
G'day, mate. And over there, she's like, "What's up, dude?"
Well, she usually she's our wrangler. She's our handler. She tells us when we've been a little much.
Yeah, she's like the grandmother that disciplines you when you've been a little too naughty.
What's that?
Little smack on the wrist with us.
Oh,
yeah.
She said, "You're making me blush." I didn't think that was possible.
I didn't know.
I mean,
she's awesome. She's a great editor. Jeff, a buddy of ours who recently passed away, they used to use her quite often, and I'm using her for a book. So, and it looks like we might have an answer.
Okay, who was that?
Now I need you to leave.
That was Facebook user.
Oh, yeah, Facebook user.
Facebook
now
user who?
They're like, I'm Facebook user. I want a free book. It's like, what?
Right.
Who do I make this out to? Facebook. I'll sign it. Facebook user.
Random Facebook user.
So when you're sitting here typing out your written gold, what do you like? Do you have a specific ritual? Do you have snackies? It's Amanda again.
Oh, it is Amanda. Okay.
I have, yeah. Because like I like to have snackies, and I need my water, and with my Crystal Light purple drink.
Yeah.
Do you have like a ritual? Do you listen to music? Do you need it quiet? What's your sit down like?
Well, quiet can be very noisy, so I like background music. I'm old. I don't use Spotify. I use Pandora still. Is that?
Oh my.
Pandora? Yeah,
I don't use either. I don't use either.
Pandora,
I use Amazon Music. So
yeah. So I get on Pandora and I'll have a station. There's a couple that are on like all the time. One is called "This Will Destroy You." That's a band. It's all instrumental. "Explosions in the Sky" is another one. That's all instrumental. And then I've got what is the other one here? Oh, Time Cop 1983, which is like 80s tech, digital kind of stuff. So those are my 3 go-tos. So between those 3 stations, I can kind of find for what scene I'm writing, like if it needs to be sad or slow, or if it needs to be upbeat in 80s or, whatnot, I'll kind of go from there, depending on the scene.
Okay.
So background music for what I'm seeing in my head.
You can't do the same thing I do. I tend to do the same thing myself when I'm writing.
But definitely no words in the music. I cannot do that while I'm trying to write. As far as anything else, no, not really. Water or coffee, or depending if it's in the evening, I'll, might have a cocktail or something. Got a window to look out at. I got a fence I can look at. But I got, pictures of pine, fir trees and mountains behind me. So I'll take that. But yeah, no, the key component is just finding time, 2 to 3 hours to go into the office, shut the door, and put on some music and write. Because it takes me probably 15 to 20 minutes before I can even start developing new stuff. Like I've got to go back through what I wrote before, and and I kind of get into the role.
So how do you handle stress? It gets to you. And Amanda wants to know, are you a morning writer or a night writer?
Morning typically, or morning or afternoon. I'm tired in the evenings. So
I'm old. I can't do evenings.
Don't do evenings. The ideal situation for me is I do meditate, and I do try to take naps when I can, like a little power nap. So if everything for the day is working as planned, I'll typically eat lunch, at a certain time, and then I'll lay down and put on like a sleep meditation, and then kind of wind down, brain break, sleep for 15, 20 minutes, and then I can wake up, get some coffee, and go write fresh. But everybody makes fun of me. All my circle of friends are like, "Oh, he needs his nap." I'm like, "Well,
my husband naps too. I used to make fun of him for it.
There's nothing wrong with a power nap, man. Though there really isn't anything wrong with it.
And just detaching from everything else. Like I have my list of things I have to do, or clients to contact, or whatever, or stuff I want to write about. And it's like, okay, now I'm just going to leave that phone. I'm going to lay down,
and
shut my eyes. And it's as close to heaven as I've been, I think.
Well, Matt,
hey, nothing wrong with that, man.
I think I just found one of your instrumental, inspirational things.
Oh, cool. I don't know what that is.
Can you hear it? You can't hear it?
Oh, come on.
Porno music.
Yeah, I was like,
wow.
That is nothing that I,
My God. You listened to that during this book, didn't you?
I listened to that on Friday night when I'm greeting.
The tacky 90s porn music. Yes.
I started a station now.
I'm just surprised that I typed in porn music and like 52,000 things popped up on YouTube.
That's
like, well,
funny.
This one's got to be it.
That's wild.
I guess any music can be porn music.
Now we know what Dundee Dan's going to do when this show is over.
I'm going to do it right now.
Oh,
yeah, do it right now. Yeah. Why wait?
Yeah.
Hey, Dundee Dan, I like the honesty.
Hey, Dan, that would be a hell of a ringer, though, for your phone.
I should do that so when it rings at work, everybody's like, what the
hell?
Mind your business.
Like, hold on.
I got to answer this.
Look away. Just look away.
It's a booty call. It's a booty call.
Better wear Jimmy's.
Yeah.
So you seem like an extremely fun-loving kind of guy. You're just kind of going with the flow, and I absolutely love the whole, you're just here, you're just trying to write. How are you, do you have a bill-paying job that takes away from your writing? Or, because like me, I have, unfortunately, a bill-paying job that takes away from my writing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But writing is a hobby for me. So I do it because I love it, and that will never change. Now, starting to actually make a little money on it, not anything to, where I'm quitting working outside.
Not yet.
Not yet, at least.
The dream would be there where you kind of just don't work and write and make money for that. I would never say like writing would be my job, because if it becomes a job, I'm not going to do it anymore. I won't want to.
Right. It's a love.
It's a love. So yeah, again, so the money part's, all bonus, but yeah, I own a little small business. I'm sole proprietor and got to do my thing. And it gives me the time to write. So I'm not a 9-to-5 person typically. Being self-employed, you kind of take the money when it's there. So there are weeks that you're working quite a bit, but for the most part, it allows me the time to spend with my family and write. I had this conversation with a former employee of mine from years and years ago, back when I was in the corporate world. And she was talking about doing something she loved. And I was like, well, if you can't, get paid to do what you love, get paid to do something that allows you the time to do what you love.
Absolutely.
And she was like, I've never thought about that. And I was like, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why we're still friends, many, many years later.
Yeah.
Well, so Facebook user has another question.
Oh boy.
He wants to know what's a perfect day look like to you?
I'm pretty boring, I guess.
Perfect. You only read one book forever.
Perfect day for me, and it's probably most days anyway for me.
Right.
Get up.
Yeah, it's probably a normal day.
Yeah, I make breakfast for my wife and little girl and help get her ready for school, and then I'll get some things done in the office, or write down some things, or maybe get a little writing done. Then I'll go get a workout in. Then I like to come back, have lunch, meditate, nap, and then have a late day espresso, maybe decaf. Got to watch the ticker, or maybe half, either way. But and then get some writing done, and then spend that evening with the family.
So it is pretty much your normal day.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good day.
Yeah, I mean, we do, we do some fun things too, and exciting things. But I mean, yeah, just a perfect day. Like, I'm I don't want to say lazy, but I like to relax and have my time.
It's easygoing.
Yeah,
it's easygoing. It's not lazy. I don't.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
My wife
I
knows.
guess that was Amanda. So
yeah, Amanda, I'm sorry, but unless you put that at the end, you're just Facebook user. That's all I see.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Because we're using what is it?
StreamYard.
Thank you. Because we're using StreamYard, you have to actually go to StreamYard and put in your information, and then through Facebook, it'll show that your name. It's dumb. But just if you put A at the end, we'll know it's you. Just put A.
Or we'll think you're Canadian.
Perfect day for me is having time to do what I want and kind of just do me stuff, and spend time with the family. My wife always says, she's like, if you don't get your time, it's like, that's really the only stress I have. I mean, you have your day-to-day stuff and, keeping the lights on, paying mortgage, right? Everybody, same stuff. But yeah, all of my stress, if I find myself out of sorts, it's because I just don't have enough time to get things that I want to do. That might be the nap, that might be writing or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's the biggest stress driver for me, but I'm pretty low stress. I think the meditation stuff helps.
Yeah. I love meditating. I really enjoy meditating. I do it right before bed though. Because to me, and I let it play all night. I have like the headband with the phones in, and
you're out.
Yeah. I let it go because to me it helps so much. It clears so much because it relaxes you.
Absolutely.
It does really well.
Yeah. Meditating always works. Oh, you heard that. I unmuted
myself. That's backup plan, Dan.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's my A game.
Mamma mia.
Yeah, that's all I need. Mind is cleared amongst other things.
That's right.
Then you do the funny walk around the house like you're all proud.
The power walk. Yeah, you're power walking around the house.
But
Well, you're not doing it. You got to apply yourself.
yeah.
All my roommates are like, "Oh shit, he rubbed the one out. Look at that."
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Look at Dan.
We've asked you millions of times, please put your pants back on.
Oh boy.
Yes, please.
I've heard that before, though. It was back in the drinking days, but I have heard that.
I believe it. That's not the bathroom, Dan.
I heard that one too.
I'm sure.
That's you got to do your business.
I would say I put your pants back on. I've heard it once. It was right after I took my pants off.
Right. Well, yeah.
Oh shit.
So we are at the 1 hour mark. So
Cool.
we need to do that third question.
Let's do it.
So what book of yours is loosely based on your childhood environment? Which you said it earlier, and I don't know if anybody caught it. So
I figured it out right away.
I did not, because I haven't. I want to read it, but I had no idea, and I
Did we
think
change the question since I answered it, or you think we're okay?
Hey, it's up to
I
you.
think you're okay.
I think you're okay.
I figured it out because I actually listened to what you say, Matt.
Thank you.
Whoa, rude.
Hey.
You're
Smack
one of like
fired.
2, maybe 3
Whoa.
people that appreciate it.
Dan is putting his best impression of the teacher's pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Dan and I are close.
Hey.
Yo. We exchange.
Yeah.
I'm playing fluffer
yeah.
right now, people. I want that
Yeah,
autograph.
even better. Yeah, even better.
Jesus
Good
God.
one.
He invited me to coffee a couple weeks ago. Well,
Yeah, I
can't
bet he
make fun of
did.
You can't make fun of Duncan Dan. He's
was out of
invincible
town.
to be made fun of.
Don't
Yeah,
let
he's
him.
all like, "It's going to cost more than coffee, buddy."
And it looks like Amanda said the
Oh,
white.
sure. Oh,
Good
you
book.
got it wrong, Amanda. And I'm
Nope,
very
that's the wrong one, but that's a good
But it
book.
was a good guess.
Good guess, but you're wrong.
I would have hated for that to be my childhood growing up. Good God.
Yeah. You would
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Mm.
You would suck.
That wouldn't have been good.
Well, I haven't read it, so I mean,
You need to. Guys, everybody should read The White. It's quick. And
Yeah.
Definitely.
just like
Definitely.
Pornageddon, short of a lot of that, you'll just be like going, "Wow, that was really good."
Wrapped up quick.
And A said 2 minutes with the devil.
I'm not gonna answer because she already answered, right? So she lost.
That's entirely up to you. However you want to do it.
loophole.
But also, didn't she win one already?
She probably did, yeah. She might be the only
She probably
person
won
on
one
that
already.
answered the question, so that I don't know how that works.
maybe somebody else will answer the question in the replay.
So,
she's trying to show me like I know what's up, Matt. So,
Yeah,
I'm
he's a big
She's
fan of
stalking
yours.
you.
no.
hey, I'm that way with
I'm trying to be nice, Dan.
I'm that way with James Dean. Every time he's on something, I'm wherever he's at. Like, I know, I see you.
I got
Do that
it.
creepy.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Read those two
Jen is
books,
like that
I'm
in
all like,
Tennessee.
"Yo,
Yeah.
James."
I get what she's saying that I really hated spaghetti. Yeah, and the white. There's a whole thing about spaghetti.
Biscotti,
Ah.
yeah. Biscotti.
Okay. Biscotti. How old are we, Dan?
But I love
Apparently 5.
Yeah, you know,
4.
So, you have a website. Do you do like author cons or anything like that besides just that? We know you go to the Texas Author Con.
So I'm new to the con thing. So last year at Texas Author Con, that was my first, because I am barely getting enough books to even consider doing it.
Mhm.
So I'll be there this year at the end of July. I'm doing one. It's like Tennessee authors and readers. Megan Stockton's putting it on. That's going to be in September, I think. I got to get the details. I'm going to do that one. Which we love Tennessee, so I figured it'd be a good reason for my wife and daughter to go too. We'll make a little road
Nice.
trip.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
plus,
you might even see Jack there.
yeah, I get to meet a lot of folks that can't get all the way to Texas for the one that is down here.
Yeah, Jack. Yeah, he's in Tennessee.
You know, Ronald Kelly and other folks. Megan's from Tennessee. It'd be really cool to meet some of those folks. Killer Con in Austin. I will be at that, but I'm not part of it. In other words, like I'm not selling books or signing books, or I've got to pay to go. So, I'm not a big deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I got to buy a ticket, to get in. So I'm just another spectator over there, but I will be there. It's a very interesting crew at the Splatterpunk conventions, very, very interesting folks. Super nice, like the nicest people you'd ever come across, but very strong personalities and, very, very,
Right.
yeah. It's
to this Facebook user, no, we do not see who is answering. So that's
I was going to say that. So sorry, Facebook user, that's not Amanda.
Oh,
apparently.
So did they answer the last one?
We don't know. We will find out, I guess,
when
they message back.
Okay.
Answers to questions. We haven't officially given answers to questions yet.
Right.
No.
I mean, we've had people guess, and some of us make faces when we knew it.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nobody's got the first one. I believe it was Amanda got the second one. She said Huskies. So we're Husky for life, folks. We love them.
Loud
then
dogs.
Yeah, he's hilarious. We rescued it. We rescued a Husky Shepherd mix. It's 7-8 years back, and then
Mamma mia, you got two of the worst loudmouths.
No, but they are the cool. They don't bark at anybody.
Really?
At the door that shouldn't be there. All the dogs around us are barking, and they just sit there. Yeah, that's awesome. Now
that's not what I've.
You got lucky though.
Oh, I mean they're really good dogs.
That's amazing.
But yeah, the full-bred Husky, he's a thief. So like we just caught him under the trampoline with a bag of chips. Bag of chips laying up, like on his side, laying there and looking at us. Like they're thieves. So he counter surfs. We've gone through some wallets and phones and tablets and all that. But outside of that, he's fantastic and the sweetest dog you've ever. It's like a big teddy bear, man. I always explain like Huskies are like cats. Like they act like cats. The way they stretch.
Do.
He'll get up on the back of the couch. He'll lay on your head.
And they don't want you to touch them unless they tell you it's okay. You can touch them when it's okay to them. See, now I have 3 German Shepherds that are in my face all the time. And God forbid I don't understand what they're trying to tell me. Then they're really going to tell me. And it's
getting mad at you.
Yeah. And then my boy will sit there and he will howl at sirens. If he hears police, he's howling. The 2 girls are looking at him like, what is wrong, bro? Then the one of the other girls will sit there and she'll do it too. And then I've got one dog that's looking at me like, what's happening? And the other 2 are howling at the sirens. And I'm just like, I don't know. I'm confused. So I got loud dogs.
So the Shepherd though, you got 3 watchdogs too. Like, so
yes, I do.
The Husky, there's no stranger to him. He's your best buddy. As walking.
Mm-hmm.
I will say he leads with his nose and he goes straight to the crotch anytime somebody comes over. So we're trying to break that habit. He's
got to make sure everybody's okay and well.
Yeah, right.
And like I'm laughing, but my wife's like, "No, we need to make him stop." I'm like, "It's hilarious."
I know my German Shepherd, my youngest would do that. She all of a sudden you feel a wet nose up your butt, and you're like, "Oh my God, what is happening?" I just came over for dinner. Jeez.
Yeah, but my wife's been taking the Husky. He's about 1.5 years old now. Maybe actually he's closer to 2. But she's been taking him to training. Mm-hmm. And I guess the trainer goes, that's a very good Husky. Usually they are batshit crazy.
Yes.
But I think he's got stimulation. He's got access in and out of the house. He's got the other dog to play with.
Oh, he's got plenty.
Yeah. I think I don't think you can keep a Husky by themselves. I think that's when
they're definitely dogs. Period are definitely pack animals.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's awesome. They're both great dogs. I don't know why we got them because now when they pass on, it's going to be just miserable,
renting. But we're not going to think about that because this is happy time because Pornageddon came out today, and
that's right.
And we're not talking about dogs dying at all.
No, we're not. No, let's change the subject.
If people were dying, it'd be a whole different story, and I'm fine with it.
Yeah. There's our subject: dogs humping legs.
That's
I have to pay $5 every time.
Nice one. You got Dan turned on.
Oh God. Yeah, That's what are you gonna do, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
You can't take the dog out of the dog. So you can't take the man out of the man.
That's how they show dominance.
No, in this day and age, apparently you can take the man out of the
sure
man.
the hell can.
Well, I guess, right?
Excuse doesn't go well anymore.
Most of them are confused.
Yeah.
So
somebody said they had a puppy in Dominican, or used to have a husky, and then Amanda said we got a dog humping legs that they're working with right now. Awesome.
Yeah.
I love where this is going.
How did this happen?
First off, it's this show. Second off, it's Pornageddon.
Yeah,
it was bound to be all about.
What else would you would expect, right?
Legs humping. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh.
Leg humping. That's what we're going. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, lap dances.
Oh, doggy lap dances. Jesus,
that is just so wrong.
That's
bad even for me.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not. I'm not wrong. I know it's disgusting, but that's what it kind of leads to.
That watch out. That might be a new book from Angel Ramon.
Yeah.
Lap dancing dogs.
Lap dances and Bloody Marys.
Oh God.
Lap dancing dogs and gin and tonics.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and Bloody Margaritas.
I had a dog that used to get in your lap and like spin around and would always stop. It was like a butthole in the face.
You better take that as a sign of respect.
I was going to say disrespect.
They're showing you their most vulnerable parts.
That's my next book, folks. My Dog's Asshole. Written by Dan.
You got an idea. Now go write it.
Star. The Brown Star. Ugh.
Brown Star State.
What happens in Texas stays in Texas.
Not really.
It's just, it should.
Not
it bleeds
anymore.
out everywhere.
It really should.
Texas is
Oh
good.
my God.
I like it.
Yeah. And I am in love with this girl, Amanda, because she is just jumping right on in there with.
Yeah, she's having a ball.
Amanda is big time indie horror advocate, so she's out there. She's been one of my
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, wonderful.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's very active in the indie horror community. She's awesome.
Yeah, wonderful person.
I am in love with her because she is such a. She's like, I'm amused where you all took this leg humping thing.
Yeah,
it only goes downhill from here.
Yeah, that's what happens when the teleprompters aren't working.
Yeah, right. We're just winging it, guys. We're just saying whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
Doc said, "Do I need to step in?"
Yeah.
No, Mom.
Oh no.
She said, "Do I need to step in and calm you all down?"
Too late for me.
We're in trouble.
No, Doc.
Oh boy.
Too late for me, Doc. I'm already gone.
Yeah. You're already lost cause.
We're lost.
I'm not avoiding y'all, and I'm not trying not to be rude, but I do have to see. I've got to say something before we wrap it up.
Okay.
Because after this launch party, I've got another live Instagram thing, like almost immediately.
Oh, cool.
Okay. We're holding you up. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, you're not holding up. No, you're not holding me up at all. I'm just saying I want to make sure I have it, so before we hang up and end it, I can tell people how to get on there if they want.
Yes, please.
Now, right now is a great time. Tell everybody.
What's that?
Now's a good time.
Now's the time. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going. Phones. Bear with me.
Oh my God. I'm losing my heart on Matt. Thanks.
Gosh, hold on.
Yeah, I know, man.
Okay. So on Instagram after this, I'll be with Keisha over at the Random Horror Show. And you can go to their IG account at _random_horror. You guessed it, _show. So _random_horror_show.
Like WHORE.
And she's a trip. No, horror. HO.
Oh, horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
Not the random horror.
Like
you just had to have the last word on that.
That would have worked. So that's a good
great.
question, Jennifer. And I always try to say horror and like horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
You don't want to be like,
Well, me
"Whoa,
too,
what word?"
'cause-
Like,
Not horror. Not yeah.
Too many people around me like, what you call me?
Yeah, your horror.
My husband and I have taken to saying whore, like Danny DeVito,
Horror,
and It's Always Sunny.
horror.
Whore. She's a
You know,
she's a
that-
whore.
I love people that pronounce that WH,
Whore.
that H in there. Like they really
Will
enunciate it.
Wheaton.
Like, what? Who? And you're like,
Way to go, Stewie.
horror. Yeah, but
silent H. I always thought it was a silent H.
I mean, I don't know.
you're gonna have to say horror now.
Where? Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right. It is silent in some words.
but they always put the H before and after the W. That's what's
Well,
weird.
I
about
mean,
it. 'Cause
why?
they're trying, they're trying to put that in there, and it's like,
Right.
Stop ignoring the H's.
Yeah, you're supposed to pronounce the H.
you will pronounce it.
Well, we've butchered the English language so badly. It's just like we can sit there and horror, and
Yeah.
over in England, it's probably way more posh than that. And I just
Well,
can't even.
Probably.
They don't pronounce their T's or anything, though.
Or Ireland, it's tree.
Oh, yeah.
3 is tree.
Yeah.
They don't
Tree.
do TH.
Now I get it.
Yeah.
Three is three.
3 is universal.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, like if a British person is going to say like Saturday, they'll be like Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Right.
There's no T.
Kind of like Bostonians don't believe in the ah. There is no ah. Car park.
Oh, boy.
Over my yard.
Bostonian.
Turning into a pussy
Yeah.
contest of accents and
Yeah,
puts in the
it's
English language.
and we're all in the same country. I don't understand it, but
Who else
whatever.
can we piss off?
I digress. Yeah.
Interesting.
They're pirates from Boston.
Yeah, they are.
lady.
Ah,
But they can't say it. You're like, what? The
Yeah.
pirates are like, what? Where are you from?
I'm gonna what?
From
Ooh.
Boston?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're that's crazy. But anyways, I'm sorry. I got us off on that tangent. I
Oh,
apologize.
that's good.
that's all right.
Do not.
But I think we have God, a minute and 20 or an hour and 20 minutes with you.
Okay.
Tell us where people can find you. Can they get your signed books? How do they do that? Give us where we can get your books, whether it's signed or not. Just tell us everything.
Awesome. Obviously, Amazon and booksellers and all that good stuff. Pornageddon is on Kindle Unlimited as well. So if you've got that, grab it for free. As far as signed paperbacks, if they go to mattmicheli.com and reach out to me, I don't have a fancy marketplace type thing or anything. So they just need to, I have like contact me and I can give them like PayPal or Venmo info and they can pay that way and I can ship it to them. So I've got some cool little swag and some custom bookmarks and little stickers and stuff that I'll be sending out. But yeah, and Books of Horror, the Facebook group, I'm on there quite a bit, which is an awesome group. 45th, man, actually might be 60 or 70,000 members now. I don't know, but
I think about 50,000 members close to that.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Wow.
Instagram at Micheli, Matt Micheli author. Facebook, I think, is Matt Micheli author also, if they want to get to my writer page. But yeah, mattmicheli.com. Mostly you can get to everything from there. Or go to Amazon and break that algorithm and buy the book on there.
Mm-hmm.
More books that are sold, the more books that will sell. That's kind of how that works. So
That's right.
yeah.
Mhm.
We are so happy to have you.
Yeah,
Thank you for letting us do your release party tonight. And I wish you
appreciate
the
it.
best on your Instagram release party. Your book was amazing. And if you
Awesome.
haven't,
Yes.
if you don't know, you all need to get hip because this
Yeah.
guy, he is an amazing writer. So an amazing author, an amazing person just so much fun. So much fun. We love having you, Matt. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm blushing and I'm a little turned on, Jennifer. Thank you.
Oh,
No, I appreciate you
to make
guys.
that happen.
Yeah, right. Appreciate you
Where's your-
guys. Always
where's your leg?
fun time, and appreciate what y'all are doing for indie horror. And y'all got some other podcasts coming out too, I believe.
Yeah, we do. We have a bunch.
Yep.
We
some
just
different
started
things.
this week doing some new podcasts.
Cool.
I have a excuse me. I have a As the World Burns. It'll come out on Thursday at 1 p.m. Central.
Boy.
Angel has an Art of War that comes out live on Saturdays. Right? What is it? Noon.
Noon.
Central time.
Noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern. And then Dan has the Real 9 Horror Group, the Real 9 Horror, where it's podcasts about horror movies.
Yeah, killer, man. Well, that's where you came from, right? So
that's it.
And
Real
then
9.
Dan and I are going to end up doing some individual ones where we're just reviewing books and stuff like that real quick. Just quickies,
So Jennifer,
quickies.
before I go, somebody commented and said we didn't get the answers right. So the answer to the first one is Let the Right One In by John
Good
Lincoln,
movie.
whatever the Sweden author. Favorite vampire. I wrote an article on This Is Horror of why that's the best vampire story of all time. So obviously,
Nice.
I think it's good. Movie's also good. Let Me In is what they called it over here. Let's see. Dogs, Huskies. Somebody did get that one right.
Amanda.
And then,
Amanda.
last one, I don't believe. I think. Well, Amanda got the second one, so she can't get the third one too. But the second one the last one was 2 Minutes with the Devil. That one is loosely based off of my childhood, which I said earlier and gave it away. But oh well.
Yes, you did.
Okay, so and we'll figure out all the comments. I think we have saved, right? So I can make sure I can get these folks.
Yeah, the comments should be saved.
Yeah, there's your first 2 winners.
There you go.
Those are your first 2 winners.
I would have won the third one, but we're not involved in the contest. So
yeah, we don't count.
yeah, we don't count.
Especially since we already had you on once and asked you these things.
Oh, yes. But yeah, thank you guys again. I appreciate y'all helping me launch this thing, and hopefully we'll break the internet or whatever they say.
That'd be great if we could break the
That would
internet.
be great.
I would love it.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate you being
viral,
here.
Highly contagious.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you so much. You
absolutely.
are a god among men. I'm just
Wonderful.
enamored.
Wonderful.
My gosh, this next
geez.
podcast lady better talk me up. like Jennifer.
Start to step up. Hey, I'm
that was a
proverbially
god among
humping.
men.
I'm proverbially humping your leg right now. Okay.
Yeah, there she goes.
I got to.
You
I
guys
got the
call
flush-
me the bad one.
I got the flush mic.
Take my
They go to popular mic. There goes Jennifer's mic. Popular.
Well, Matt, good luck on the other podcast. I'm going to try to
Yes.
catch you over there.
Yeah.
What was the name
Give
of it?
us the Instagram again.
The Random Horror Show. Again, if you go to Instagram, so she's going to do the live one. We're going to film a little bit after that, and she'll release that on YouTube and stuff in a week or so. But it's at _random_horror_show. Is that
Very
right?
underscored show.
Yeah, is that what I said earlier?
Underscore.
Yeah, _random_horror_show.
Yep.
Well, we'll come over there and heckle you.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's she's got that good Piney Woods accent too, East Texas. It's real. My southern drawl starts to come out a little more when I talk to her. So
Wow,
This will be interesting.
Yeah.
That should be interesting.
Well, I am so glad that this
Yeah.
has really taken off for you, and I hope to be a big part of that. We all hope to be a big part of that, getting this off the ground for you, because this book deserves it. So
awesome.
And I
Appreciate
want to
you.
thank you so much for being on, and everybody who participated. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
People that I have not, it must be your book, because people that I have not seen watch our show before, I've seen them pop up. You know, friends of mine, so-and-so is watching, so-and-so is watching. And I'm just like, oh, good. Hopefully you guys keep watching. So,
Yeah, please.
everybody's interested in porn.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Everybody have
you.
a good night. We really
All right.
appreciate everybody showing
All
up
right.
for us, and thank you for being here. And we will talk to you guys later.
Absolutely.
Toodle.